Thank you all. Good afternoon. And I'd just like to begin by thanking Fidelma for her leadership in driving the establishment of this network, and indeed for her openness and her collaboration to invite myself as a health economist who sits in the School of Business and Economics to join and form part of this initiative. So I am a health economist, and I'm going to speak briefly today about the role of health economics as part of this broad multidisciplinary research ecosystem that goes to generate the evidence to inform decision making with respect to future healthcare interventions and healthcare technologies, and specifically in the context of this network in the area of diabetes. And to that end, I want to speak briefly about health economics at the University of Galway, because we have a long and distinguished history, both as a result of investments by our college and our School of Business and Economics, but even more so, I would say, through the openness and collaboration of colleagues in the College of Medicine, Nursing and Health Sciences, through collaboration with, I see Alberto here from Biostatistics, from my colleague Molly Byrne from Psychology. We've all been invited to engage in the health research ecosystem here at the University of Galway. And with the launch of the Institute more broadly today, and this network in particular in the area of diabetes, I think there's a strong formal pathway forward for that collaboration to grow, to hopefully produce better evidence that will go to lead to better decisions, better health, better outcomes for patients and their family, and better value for money for payers, for healthcare systems, for taxpayers. And it's that issue of value, I suppose, that health economics seeks to address. And typically it involves looking at costs, outcomes and preferences, and weighing up and weighing them against each other, and making determinations and judgments as to whether something is value for money or not. We have a limited budget, and can we afford to allocate that budget to the delivery of this new healthcare intervention, this new health technology? And value means different things to different people. It means different things to patients, to providers, to healthcare payers, and to health systems. But I think what is clear, and what the duty that is on us as researchers, is to ensure that when we're generating the evidence that people make value judgments upon, that we generate that evidence in a way that's scientific, that's systematic, that's statistically robust, so that whatever determination is made with respect to the value and resource allocation with respect to particular health technologies and healthcare interventions, we can trust that evidence base. And I think that's what this initiative, in terms of the network and the broader initiative with respect to the Institute, will bring, is the trust in the evidence that we produce, that we do things in an appropriate manner, we do things to a high standard, to international excellence, that we meet those needs and norms. And I think collectively as a collaboration, that's what we seek to do, and hopefully that'll lead to better outcomes for patients and their families. So in terms of economics here at NUI Galway, and health economics in particular, there's a whole range of methodologies that comes under the banner. They're listed here. I won't go through them all. The most definitive evidence is that which relates to cost effectiveness. And that evidence requires the conduct of clinical trials. And that's why today is such an exciting launch in the sense that we're talking about the highest caliber and quality of evidence that could have the greatest impact on patients and their families. So in terms of the whole range of methodologies and going forward and looking at where health economics will feed in the area of diabetes, we already have a long-standing and successful set of collaborations with clinicians, both in the university and across the island, and it has led to a whole range of outputs that talk to some of the questions that have already been raised today by Robert Watt and others with respect to the burden on a healthcare system of treating a condition in terms of cost. Typically, they think of that in terms of the euro value of treating diabetes in this instance. And we've conducted work with colleagues here in the university on estimating the cost of type 1 diabetes in Ireland, for example. It identifies the possibilities for resource savings and potential for the impact of interventions that could potentially be viewed as cost effective. And that cost-effective piece is key, because translation requires evidence of safety, efficacy, effectiveness, and cost-effectiveness. And I think this collaboration and the last 3 studies listed here are examples of cost-effectiveness studies that we're conducting alongside randomized controlled trials. And that's going to be an exciting part of this collaboration going forward, producing that high quality evidence that hopefully will lead to the translation of new interventions and new technologies into clinical practice and ultimately lead to better outcomes for patients and better value for healthcare systems. So to conclude, just to thank Fidelma and the team for the opportunity to engage and to work with them in this new initiative. And hopefully the vision and the outcome of this collaboration will lead to those better decisions and better outcomes, applying a whole range of methodologies in health economics and elsewhere. And I look forward to the engagement, very proud to be part of it, and looking forward to the years ahead with our collaborative colleagues. So thank you very much.